Hello, Amazon sellers. Today, we're gonna be going over how you can create professional listing images of your product from the comfort of your own home. So today, my product is gonna be this super cool vintage camera that I found laying around. All right, so now let's start this video off with a little shopping spree and grab everything we need for a successful shoot for about under $20. Let's go. If you're using a bed sheet or if you're using a roll, just make sure that it's kind of cascading down the wall. I am now using the light that I got at Walmart, which conveniently came with a tripod and even a handle. To get a clean and clear main image, you generally want to place your light source right directly in front of your product. As you guys can see, I have my light in one hand and my cell phone in the other. So let's see how these photos actually turn out. I'm gonna take some main photo images now. Now we can look forward and go towards the additional images. Now the additional images are maybe a bit more fun. You get to be a bit more creative with this sort of stuff. So if I'm looking at taking additional images of this camera, let's see what we can do here. In looking at an over the top type of shot, you can see all the different numbers for the type of lenses. So that would obviously, again, I'm not a photographer, but I would say that's like kind of the zooming and sort of stuff. Here we see that you can add an additional attachment, which could be very helpful. So an over-the-top shot is gonna give the viewer a lot of information that they need to make their purchase decision. We're lucky enough to have a screen right here. As well, you have a nice viewing port so that you can see what you're taking a picture of. And even this texture here, you see that this texture might make a difference when somebody is deciding to buy a camera. So a shot from the back like this would be great to inform the customer of what they're buying. But what I want you to think about when you're doing your product photography is, how can I inform the customer in the best way possible so that they'll be wanting to buy this product even more after viewing these images? All right, so now I'm gonna get my friend Gautam to help me take these lifestyle shots. Now we are at my workstation, so we are gonna hop over to canva.com. And canva.com is a free graphic design website that is super easy to use. If I can use it, you can use it too. So generally for Amazon images, the sizing is around 1500 by 1500 pixels. So what you can do is you'll go to create a design in the top right corner here. And then you can see this custom size area. So we're gonna click custom size, and for width, we're gonna put 1500, 1500, and 1500, 1500. And we wanna make sure it's in pixels and create design. So now we're gonna go to the kind of design area, I guess. And the first thing that I would recommend is just titling your design. So we're gonna put Nolan's vintage camera listing. Okay, perfect. So the next thing you'll do is you'll find uploads on the left-hand side, and we'll click that. And you would then click upload media. And when it says upload media, it'll allow you to pick some images off of your computer. So just make sure you have them all in one spot, and then you can just select all of them. I mean, you can select up to as many as you have. Anyway, for the sake of this video, I've already uploaded the images. So when they are uploaded, you will see them appear here, and I can scroll down and yeah, see all of my images. Let's look at the main image first. So I think I had mentioned earlier in the video that I liked this angle for a main image just because it shows depth of the camera, and it's a lot more appealing at first glance than maybe an image like this on the left of just the front, entire front. Again, depth is very important. So if you have taken advantage of that pro account, what you can actually do in Canva is just go edit image, and they actually have a background remover built in, which is super cool. So now we have our main image and our background has been removed. So now what we want to do is we want to size the image, and with Amazon images, you want to take up as much space as possible. The minimum, I think, for Amazon, it says is like they want your product to fill up about 80% of the image. Now that's kind of a weird percentile because products come in all different shapes and sizes. So basically, let's just make it as big as possible and take up as much room. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can kind of click and drag in Canva like this. You can go to just scale the entire thing, or alternatively, I believe you can make it longer or skinnier like that. But with our product, we want to keep it how it actually was shot. We don't want to distort the image in any way because we can get in trouble with that. So anyway, let's size the product. I believe you can zoom out with this bar under here. So let's zoom out a little bit. And that is looking pretty good. We'll go down a little bit. And yeah, that's a pretty good shot actually for sizing. Obviously it doesn't cover any up here, but that is the nature of our product. It doesn't have that much going that way. And for our main image, remember, we can't include any text, anything else additional. So that looks pretty good for our first main image. Just make sure it's centered, but honestly, I think that's a pretty solid image for our main image. So now that we're done with the main image, it's time to move on to the next type of image, which is going to be the infographic image. So let's go ahead and create an additional image. Okay guys, so I think the images turned out fantastic, but let's go take a look. All right, so that is how you get great images on a budget. I know these images are great, but I am a little unsure as to how they're gonna perform against listings that have had their images professionally done. Clearly, you can do this yourself, but what if your reviews aren't that good? And what if your sales suffer? Then maybe it's time to look at getting your images professionally done. Because if you want to compete at that highest level, your images need to stand out. Therefore, we recommend working with professionals who understand product photography. Your main image will get you more clicks, and your additional images will help convert your customers. If you need help with product photography, you can get in contact with us. There's a link in the description below. By the way, this video is definitely not sponsored and definitely not biased. So while you're liking and subscribing, why don't you leave me a comment and let me know how I did with these photos?